In 10 short years, Gymshark co-founder Ben Francis took his fitness apparel company from his parents' garage into a billion-dollar company that pioneered influencer marketing and harnessed the power of social media. So, how did he get Gymshark off the ground? And what steps did he take to build it into one of the UK's fastest growing companies? Hey, I'm Josh. Join me as I break down Gymshark and share how it all started, where the early growth came from, what the future holds, and what 3 lessons you can learn from its rapid growth. Lesson 1. Building a business based on your passions makes it easy to put in the long hours needed to get it off the ground. School friends Ben Francis and Lewis Morgan founded Gymshark in 2012. At the time, both were at university and only 20 years old. To support themselves, they worked part-time after school. Francis was a delivery driver for Pizza Hut, and Morgan a retail assistant at a menswear store, and a pot washer at a local hotel. Francis was obsessed with fitness and going to the gym. He had even launched a few fitness apps and websites already. But he wanted to take the next step and sell actual products online. Supplements seemed like the obvious choice, but he couldn't afford the minimum orders with his Pizza Hut paycheck. He came up with a creative solution that wasn't very common back then: dropshipping. This meant that he didn't have to buy stock and risk his own cash running the website he named Gymshark. After a few months of dropshipping, Francis bought a screen printer and sewing machine with the help of his brothers and friends. This was to solve their problem of not finding fitness clothes that made sense for their body types. They were looking for something streamlined and tapered, but all that was available was large, boxy, and baggy. Francis had learned how to sew from his grandmother and started to make gym vests and t-shirts in his parents' garage. He recalls this as a time-consuming but enjoyable period in the company's life, saying, quote, "I remember thinking we had 10 orders to do, and to make 12 to 15 products, it would take most of the day, but it was so much fun learning." Gymshark made about £500 in sales per day during this first year. Around this time, Francis visited the Body Power Expo. After attending, he knew that if he wanted Gymshark to be known in the fitness industry, he'd have to exhibit there. Based on this gut feeling, he booked a spot for Gymshark for the next expo. In the year leading up to the expo, Francis would see Gymshark grow big enough to place his first order from a manufacturer. He also saved enough money to upgrade his space at the expo and bring YouTube fitness athletes along with them. The expo was filled with supplement brands, with bodybuilders signing autographs at the back of their stands. Gymshark, on the other hand, launched its Luxe tracksuit. It also had an open stand where anyone could stop by and have a casual conversation with its athletes. Whilst having YouTube influencers at your stand makes total sense now, at the time, this was brand new. The following 3 days saw Francis and his team selling out of all the stock they had brought along. They also got to know their customers, helping establish the Gymshark community. When he got home from the expo, Francis decided to turn the store back on, sharing on Facebook that it was live again. Orders started flooding in, and within 30 minutes, they sold out of everything, more than they'd sold in their entire history. This was the moment Francis knew he had created something special. To help the company grow even further, Francis and Morgan spent all their time focused on making Gymshark a success. Morgan says of this time that, quote, "We never went out, we never went clubbing. We were basically what other people would call losers. All we did was business." Well, the hard work paid off. In 2015, just 3 years after founding the company, Gymshark made 9 million Great British pounds in sales. The following year, the company was named the UK's fastest growing company. Lesson 2. Be brave enough to pioneer and try new things. Gymshark's rapid growth was due in part to its early adoption of influencer marketing. It sent free products to prominent bodybuilders and fitness influencers. These included Lex Griffin and Nikki Blackketter. By 2020, it had 125 influencers on its payroll. It also focused on making its social media channels interesting. This helped it reach 5.6 million followers on Instagram and almost 2 million on Facebook. Francis explains that, quote, "We were one of the first businesses in the world to sponsor influencers. Equally, we were one of the first businesses to really double down and invest in social media." Another reason is that Gymshark is an online-only, direct-to-consumer brand. This means it can easily react to changes in the market and doesn't have to deal with expensive store costs. Lesson 3. See possibilities, not problems. After this early growth, Gymshark saw 3 big shifts that dramatically changed its trajectory. Morgan left the company in 2016 to focus on his property development company and fashion label. He still retained a 21% stake in the company. A year later, Francis was replaced as CEO by Reebok's former head of sales in Europe, Steve Hewitt. Under his leadership, the company was able to crack £100 million in sales the following year. Finally, in 2020, US private equity firm General Atlantic bought Morgan's 21% stake in the company for about £200 million. This valued the company at over £1 billion. Since then, Gymshark has continued to grow. This is thanks in part to the pandemic, which saw more people running, cycling, and exercising at home during the lockdown. Gymshark is now available in 230 countries via its 14 online stores, and it employs over 900 people, with offices in 5 locations. All this has helped Gymshark's turnover grow to £400 million in 2021, a tenfold increase over the last 4 years. Although the latest profit numbers aren't available, for the year ending 2020, they increased to just over £24 million, up from just £15 million in 2019. And by comparison, Nike reported a net income of £5.7 billion for the year. These 3 lessons had a big impact on Gymshark and Francis, who returned to the CEO role after gaining experience from different senior positions. These include Chief Technology Officer, Chief Marketing Officer, and Chief Product Officer. Looking to the future, Gymshark is developing its first physical store in Regent Street, London. The 3-floor, 18,000 square foot flagship store will host events and community hangouts and feature workout studios and on-site classes. And while Francis had held talks with banks and investors about a possible IPO, he says he's not planning on taking Gymshark public anytime soon. Instead, Gymshark's focusing on expanding in the United States, having recently opened an office in Colorado. It also added US entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk as an advisor on its board. He will assist with marketing and brand development in North America. From a pizza delivery boy's idea to combine his passion for fitness with online retail to a pivot into athletic wear because he couldn't find the styles he wanted to wear himself, Gymshark emerged at the right time to take advantage of the rise in popularity of direct-to-consumer online stores. At the same time, it was an early pioneer in influencer marketing and used its social media channels to the fullest. That's it for another business breakdown. Which business should we break down next? Let us know in the comments, and until next time, see you later.